Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tim Queen and welcome to Italy and this beautiful sunset over here. And today I'm going to share with you a new LinkedIn hack that I've just learned, how you can get a ton of engagement by using GIFs on LinkedIn. Now it's going to be a little bit of a tutorial, so I'm going to switch over to my computer now. So today I'm going to show you how you can create amazing animated LinkedIn covers. And the reason why we want to use animation in your LinkedIn covers is because LinkedIn articles don't have the organic reach that normal posts do. So if you want to get more people to read your LinkedIn articles, it's really important for you to create outstanding LinkedIn cover images. Now you can do that by traditional design, or you can use animation to make your article cover stand out. The best of both worlds is, of course, to use both outstanding design and animation to really maximize the click-through rate for all of your LinkedIn articles. Now let's get started by looking a little bit further on this one, which I create as an example. We're going to create a complete new one from scratch. The first and most important thing that we have to understand about LinkedIn animated covers is the dimensions. It has to be exactly 1280 times 720 pixel. If we don't use that dimension, it will be scaled and then the animation might be lost. So you keep that in mind when you're creating a cover image. It has to have the exact dimensions. Now let's head over to Photoshop, and you can use any app that you want. What's important that you're setting your image size to 1280 times 720. Now I create a little cover image over here, like a little basic. We can make some further adjustments in terms of color in just a little bit. Can make it like a blue version and a red version. So let's get started with this simple cover image over here. And let's add a couple of different elements. Let's say I'm going to put my picture over here. And now we want to add some animation. So I recommend you can try color animations. You might make appearing or disappearing text. And we can of course add some overlays which look really amazing, and for that we're going to switch over to my browser and we're going to Giphy. And when you go to Giphy, what you want to do is you type in any keyword that you want, and it's really important that you click on stickers. Stickers have transparent backgrounds, which makes it really easy for us to place on top of the video that we're creating. So I've picked this one over here. If you see, this looks quite cool. Now in order for me to test if this is actually working, I have to download this. So the first step that you have to do is you have to click on media. It will open up this page. Now this is the important part. You want to go for the source section. It's going to be a little bit complicated, but you're going to copy this and then you're opening a new tab and you're placing this and then you're loading this. Now this is not a GIF yet. You have to do the right click and then click open image in new tab to get the actual source file. And then you save this to your computer. Now let's head over to Photoshop and see what happens when we drag this in our composition. I've already placed this here and you might notice it's not animating, but don't worry, this is just a static image. In the final document, this will do the animation exactly as we want, but it just helps us to find out how much space do we need. Will the text be covered by this? And to me, that looks pretty good. So now let's create the animation itself. So let's turn this off and I want to do a blue version. So let's export this. We can go over here, export as, and the format that you're choosing doesn't really matter. We can use JPEG or PNG. I would recommend to use PNG because this has the least amount of destructive features, and we're going to export this. We're going to call this image 1. So in order to create an animation, now we do a second step and we are creating a different colored version, which is this one over here. And then we're going to export again, click export as. Same settings as before. We're clicking here and now we're naming this image 2, and that's as much as we need. We just need 2 images. You can of course use any number of images for your animation, but we're going to keep it really simple. Now we're going to open Final Cut Pro, and you can use any video editing software. You can use Adobe Premiere, or you can use iMovies or Filmora. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drag those 2 images onto the timeline, and just as a reminder, we want to make sure that our video file has the exact same dimensions, 1280 times 720 pixels. Now we grab those 2 images and we drag them inside here. So we just press the play button, see what happens. Now that we have a short animation, you can choose to make this quicker if you like to, but you want to be really mindful about this, because let me give you an example. If you make this like really short, it will just look like this. And some people might get seizures when they're looking at this, like blinking. So we want to keep it at a reasonable amount to not annoy people too much. Now let's put on the GIF that we also downloaded before. Here it is, the yay. And let's drag this over here. Now let's make this smaller. There we go. Now we're going to grab this and we're going to position it right here at the corner. Make it a bit larger. There we go. That looks nice. And now let's have a look how this works. Awesome. Now what we could do in this case, we might duplicate this and paste this over here. So we have two animations, and then we can make this a little bit shorter. Make this exactly the length of this one animation, and then make the second one equal length. So it will neatly line up and we get this nice animation. So when we play it, it'll be like this and we'll loop, and then we'll come again over and go through blue. Perfect. Now that's all we need basically. We have already done all the work. We don't have to do anything else. Now we want to gonna click on share. We click on export file. We go on settings. We click H.264. The dimensions are all set correctly. Audio doesn't really matter because there is no audio in the first place. We click on next. I'm gonna save this. I already exported this earlier, so we just overwrite this. And that's it. It just takes a few seconds to create this file. And what you can do next is this little app called GIF Brewery. You're gonna click on open video. Then we're going to select the video we have just created, and there is our cover image. And now we can press play and look how it looks, and it looks awesome and is animating just as we want it. So perfect. Then you're going to click on create. 1.4 megabyte, that's fine. I'm going to save this, and there is our animated cover. And when you play this, you will see that it will loop through the colors and you get your little animation over here, and it just looks awesome. Now all you have to do is you have to go back to LinkedIn, and you're going to select an article image of your choice. You click on edit article, and you're going to click on, I've already have one, so save this as a backup so you can get back to this. Once you see this image over here, you can press on plus, then you select our GIF file that we just selected. It's going to be uploaded. It's going to take a couple of seconds to upload this, and once this blurry background disappears, there is your cover. Now it looks a bit huge. We could, if you want, make this like smaller. Doesn't really matter. And then when we publish this, we just click on update, and then we can go back to our articles and have a look, and we scroll down, and there is our animated LinkedIn cover image. Doesn't that look amazing? And the beauty of this is you can do that for all of your articles, and because not everyone is using that technique, it's really easy for you to stand out. Like if someone is scrolling through a newsfeed, everything is like static, and then suddenly this is happening, and I see some animation, it immediately draws the attention to the LinkedIn cover. And you're going to see a much higher amount of click-through rate. A lot more people will read your articles, and it's an amazing opportunity to generate leads with your LinkedIn articles. And if you want to learn more how to create a structure in your articles to get people on your newsletter or on your contact form, how to get them to inquire about your services, make sure that you subscribe. I'm going to cover this in another video in the future. Now back to the beach. Now, what do you think about using GIFs on LinkedIn? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like, and if you want to learn more about like some LinkedIn hacks that work in 2020 and beyond, make sure that you subscribe and turn a notification bell on to get more videos about LinkedIn content strategies and marketing strategies that work in 2020 and beyond. And check out those videos over here and over here to get more LinkedIn marketing strategy videos that you can watch today.